Okay, on to the second page. We have some trickier problems here, and like I said, these will be similar to what you might see on your quiz this week. So 6 says the area of the rectangle is 162 square meters. We are looking for the base. So just like what we just did, we know area equals base times height. In this case, they gave me the area, 162. They gave me the height. We don't know the base. The height is 18. So I'm going to use my algebra. Guess I should have wrote that here, huh? I'm going to use my algebra to try to get the base by itself. So I'm going to divide by 18 on both sides. Or I could have used my formula here and gone directly to that step. Whatever makes you happy. Now I just need to figure out what 162 divided by 18 is. 18's not going to go into 1. It's not going to go into 16. So I've got to figure out how many times will it go into 162. Well, 18 times 10 would give me 180. So it's probably going to be something pretty close to 10. I'm going to say maybe about 9 times. So let's see what 18 times 9 will give us. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 7. 9 plus 7 is 16. Perfect. 18 goes into 162 exactly 9 times. So that tells me that B, the base, equals 9. And I can always check my work. If I do 9 times 18, it should give me 162. And it does. Okay, I want you to look at 7, pause it, and see if you can find the answer. Hit play when you're ready. So on 7, we're trying to look and find the formulas that could be used to find the height of a rectangle with a base of 11 and an area of 120. I like to draw pictures. Whenever I'm doing geometry, I'm a very visual person. I find that drawing pictures help. So the area is 120 inches squared. The base is 11. We want the height. So using those numbers, how can I do that? Well, if I use the area equation, area equals base times height, and plug in what I have the base. So 120 equals 11 times the height. That would work, choice C. The other way I could do it is what we did on the first page. If I want the height, I do area divided by base. So height equals area divided by base. They gave me the area 120. They gave me the base. So height equals 120 divided by 11. I'm looking at that. Those are the only two that are going to work out. So I hope you got those right. Okay, now we're going to move on to parallelograms. And honestly, these could have all been grouped together. They just look slightly different. A rectangle is a special parallelogram. If you remember from the video you should have already watched. So we're actually going to find that the exact same way. The formula is still area equals base times height. B is the length of the base. H is the height of the parallelogram. The tricky thing is that a parallelogram looks a little different from a rectangle. So when we're looking at the parallelogram, we have to think about if it was sitting on a table, how tall would it be? We wouldn't measure the slant of the parallelogram. We would measure from bottom to top. So just be careful when you're looking at those pictures. So to find the height, we make a 90-degree angle with the base. That's what you need to fill in. They did not give us much room. And what that means, here's my sketch of a parallelogram. This is a parallelogram that is not a rectangle. If it was sitting on a table, this is my table, the height would not be on the diagonal. The height would be from the bottom to the top in a straight line. That would make a 90-degree angle. So sometimes you'll see the height looking this way when you have a picture of a parallelogram, and sometimes they will draw the height over to the side and it will make kind of a triangle outside the parallelogram, but that's fine. It's still measuring height, so just know that you might see it either way. Okay, we have 3 practice problems down here, all the same formula, area equals base times height. I'm gonna go ahead and fill that in. And remember, that's on your STAR reference chart. So had we taken the STAR test this year, you would have had that formula there. You just have to remember how to use it. So looking at our first parallelogram, that's an odd picture. It looks like they're trying to cut the rectangle into a parallelogram, but either way, it should give us the same thing. I don't know exactly what they're trying to do. So let's just look at it as the rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be the base. 1, 2, 3, 4 would be the height. So area equals 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. There's no measurement listed on there, so it's just going to be 24 square units. Now parallelogram 2 is a little bit tricky. Looking at our numbers here, there is one number that has nothing to do with finding area. Just think about what that might be. If you're thinking this 5, you are correct. That is the measurement of this slant, but if this parallelogram was sitting on a table, our height would be this 4 centimeters right here. So our base is 9 centimeters, our height is 4. So our area, 9 times 4 is 36. It's going to be 36 square centimeters. Same thing with parallelogram 3. I want you to pause and see if you can figure this one out. It does have a fraction in there, but I think you can do it. So pause and then come back to me. Okay, so hopefully you figured out that the base is the 2 feet, the height is the 1 1/3 feet. And again, if you wrote these in the opposite order, if you did 1 1/3 first, really you're gonna get the same answer. So all we have to do on this one, it has one mixed number. We're gonna change it to an improper fraction. So 3 times 1 plus 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1. That would be 4/3 as an improper fraction. So when we multiply, remember you can change any whole number into a fraction. 2 over 1 would be 2 as a fraction, times 4/3. Go straight across. 2 times 4 is 8. And then 1 times 3 is 3. That gives me 8/3. It's improper. 3 will go into 8 twice with 2 left over. So that means our area is 2 2/3 feet squared. Okay, I hope you liked the video, guys. Remember, you can email me with any questions, and when you're ready, print out the rectangular prism sheet and watch the next video.